back. No, we don't do hellos. What the fuck?
Hello.
What's up, deviants? Welcome back to the Naughty Corner. I am Courtney Watts, your host, and we are on the unceded lands of the Wanneroo people. This is Quarters in Session, a Reddit Reads podcast where game recognizes game. We judge assholes because we've been one. We offer advice on shitty situations because we've been there, and we offer Aussie cultural takes because you wouldn't understand what the fuck we were talking about if we didn't. So whether we are being cunts or just serving it, we know it when we see it. I am back with Nate. And we are starting off with a Dungeon Daddies and Dragon Dramas story.
Hooray.
Am I the asshole for wanting to play D&D online with headphones in?
No.
This is coming to us from the Best of Redditor update. The original post, September 7, 2021. My 34 female partner, 34 male, of 15 years is blaming me for his ongoing depression because I play D&D online with my headphones in. Can I recommend D&D? I heard it's really good for depression.
It really is. That's why I'm alive, in fact.
I've played D&D for years, one casual homebrew campaign and one recent Curse of Strahd campaign.
Yep.
My partner always said he wants a lot of kids, and last year our first was born. I stopped playing until I wasn't breastfeeding anymore, then attempted to return to the homebrew game one Saturday a fortnight. While I was pregnant, he suddenly demanded to meet everyone I was playing with and see where we were playing. When I tried to return after giving birth, he resented me for going to the game. He would often try to delay me going and would sometimes call and interrupt the game for minor issues. On the Saturdays I did not play, I was in charge of the baby's care and bedtime, while he had drinks and games with his friends. The Strahd game started after baby was born and initially was played in our home, but became impossible for me to concentrate on the game with the baby around, so we moved to playing at a different house. A lot of grammatical. He was still seemed to me leaving on time. Whatever. He had issues with I don't know what the fuck she's trying to say there. He would still delay me leaving on time and would call and interrupt the game, even if baby was with a sitter. With COVID, I have been playing online in a different room with my headphones in. Usually I arrange for the grandparents to have baby because otherwise I still find myself interrupted too much to focus on the game, max 5 hours. 2 weeks ago, the game was cancelled, but the group still chatted. I had headphones and my partner kept trying to interrupt and ask me things, which splits my focus, so I was getting annoyed. Afterwards, we talked about it and he said he doesn't like the headphones because it excludes him. It's making him chronically depressed, that there's no point in him getting therapy for the depression if I'm going to keep doing the thing that causes it. Get all the way fucked.
Yeah, cool. So he's not actually depressed. He's jealous that you actually are doing things and not having to be a parent, which clearly he doesn't want to do. That's why he keeps interrupting you, because he clearly just doesn't want to do parenting.
Yeah, wanting a lot of kids. Men want kids like kids want a puppy.
Yeah.
It's for the aesthetic.
No, I want a kid because I want a kid.
Yes, but I said men want
Oh, I'm
kids.
not a man. I am not. I am a Nate. Yeah, no. First off, Curse of Strahd, rough already. Playing with your headphones in, perfectly acceptable. I would be mad for a completely different reason, and that's because I'd want to hear the story and follow along as I sit there quietly judging all of your decisions. I also have played with headphones in and can confirm it's hilarious watching people's reactions around you as you describe several war crimes that you are committing nonchalantly with your friends, to then get questioned of, so were those human orphans that were slayed? Or no, they were Yanti. They're snake people. They're basically monsters.
I don't think this is the time to be discussing things so casually, Nate. I don't think I won't be able to make a reel out of this. People are going to take it entirely the wrong way.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
We won the war.
In D&D, I assume.
Yes, we won the war in D&D. It's the Tyranny of Dragons campaign where you are committing a war against cultists. We won the war, so it's not war crimes. We got to write the history. That's why there's so many American historians.
There's no point in him getting therapy for the depression if I'm going to keep doing the thing that causes it, which is isolating myself and putting in headphones to play D&D. The following week, I tried without headphones, but it's so hard for me to focus on the game, especially around him and baby, that I was brought to tears and we only played for 2 hours, but he was still unhappy about it. He says that I need to adjust my standards about how I play, but I want to be able to focus and immerse properly in the game. I've already changed the hours that I play and tried without headphones, but it doesn't work. At the same time, he's been increasingly concerned about IT security, so I can't currently use my laptop. He reset my iPad and phone multiple times, and he wants me to get a new phone number. I've also, at his request, reduced my work hours so I'm more available for baby, even though I had full-time work and he's technically unemployed but trading crypto. Girl, do not...
Get a divorce.
Do not fucking limit your financial independence.
Correct.
For this. Girl, no. No.
Yeah. See a lawyer. Get help. Get out.
I changed what I can change for him, but I don't want to give up D&D or play in a less engaged way because I enjoy it so much and lean on it for my mental health. I want him to get therapy, but have I been the asshole?
No, you haven't, and he clearly needs therapy, but not for clinical depression, but for clinical narcissism.
It seems like a giant fucking man-child that expects...
Typical tech bro.
Yeah, that expects the woman in his life to be an attendant to him at all times, and therefore any time that you are taking away from being able to do that or taking any time to do anything for yourself is a threat.
He just wants them to be submissive and not show masculine energy.
Original poster added in the comments. OP here. So I have the opportunity to move into a house only 2 minutes drive from where my brother lives, which I'm going to do. I can take baby and the pets, but it's next month. That's also when my credit card is due for renewal, and the new one is going to be posted to my brother's house instead of me. I'm setting that up to move out. I have tried to talk to my partner and present 2 options, get therapy or break up. He's taking it kind of weirdly, first morose, but now he seems to think it'll all blow over and that we'll work it out on our own without a therapist. That will not happen. There have been multiple tries over the last 2 years. I'm going to let him calm down for the weekend because I'm hoping I can get uninterrupted Curse of Strahd game in after this tour.
Hell yeah.
Leaving, but we'll see. Work knows what's happening. I've also emailed my partner's psychiatrist with details of his behavior, so if he won't go to therapy, at least somebody knows. I won't log in very often because of a lack of opportunity, but I really think I am going to leave. Thank you so much to those that replied. I was trying to think of something I hadn't tried, some other way to play D&D and still keep him happy, but I shouldn't have been. You start to doubt yourself when you've been stuck in the mists for a while. Update November 26th. 2 months later.
Hooray!
Hi folks, just wanted to offer you all a little update since so many of you offered the perspective on reality to get myself and my kid into a better place. So I gave my ex the ultimatum that either he and or we get therapy or we separate. He chose no therapy because therapists always take one person's side, so I forced the separation. He moved out 6 weeks ago. I've been in my new home for a month and it's like the fog has lifted. Life is basically better in every way. The more time I spend away from him, the better I feel. I'm back to almost full-time hours, which suits me well with a toddler. I have significantly more freedom, and I'm going to make our home beautiful for the 2 of us. Since the separation, some of the highlights of his behavior include not packing anything at all with almost a month's notice until the last 4 hours before he had to leave. When he came to visit our kid at my home, he already knew where I would be living. He wanted me to look up the closest train station, the bus route, and the direction for him instead of figuring that out on the 3-hour trip himself.
Not your job.
Walked into my home like he owned the place, lay on my bed to pet the cat, raided my pantry, said he was going to take my remaining tea because I don't drink it and he does. I said no, it's for guests. And after our child was in bed, offered to cook everyone, himself, myself, and my 3 friends serving as guardians, dinner out of my freezer and still-packed kitchen. I found a journal of his while I was packing his things. Turns out he did think I was having an affair at D&D. His reasoning was that I was always happy after a game, and he'd noticed changes in my appearance and behavior, which, for the record, he had requested I do a few weeks earlier. Also turns out his version of enough sex in a day is 3 to 5 encounters.
Oof.
He paid a junkie down the street for a blowjob when I was pregnant. He seemed to have felt bad about that. At various points in our conversation, he has blamed me for trying too hard in the relationship, for misinterpreting his actions and words, even direct quotes, for not booking a therapist for him, and for not assuming the best of him anymore. The kiddo is doing great, though. She hasn't actually noticed his absence at all and is having the best time in the new house. I'm also going to turn the dining room into a Dungeons & Dragons and dining room because I can.
Fuck.
So thank you. I know a lot of you read these things just for entertainment, but seriously, thank you.
I more want campaign details. Like, I would need to know what she's playing. I'm glad she finally escaped Barovia. Also, he should just not be welcome at the house.
Yeah, it was to
Because
visit.
if he's got...
It was to visit the kid.
Doesn't matter. You can visit the kid, but you start acting like that, you're no longer visiting in the house.
Yeah.
I will meet you somewhere.
I can also see how it's like, all right, I'm going to give you a chance to come over here just so I can show you exactly what the boundaries are. No, you're not fucking cooking in my kitchen. Go home.
Yeah, if they continue to break these boundaries now that you clearly need to and likely have set them, they no longer are welcome in that house.
Relevant comments. Complicated disaster. Crumbs. I think if I had sex 3 to 5 times a day, I'd be broken inside a week.
Yeah, my dick hurts just thinking about it.
OP, that journal entry was from when I was pregnant too and working full-time and afflicted by morning sickness. It was an impossible expectation.
Hey, yeah.
When told to get checked for STDs. Don't worry, results came back through Wednesday, all in the clear. Figured I deserved a small bit of luck on my run.
Yeah.
Update May 8, 2022, 6 months later. the Strahd Castle dinner. My D&D and dining room posted after our castle dinner with Strahd with my DM's permission. To add the wow effect, I upgraded the table between the previous game and this one to make it longer, allowing suddenly extra room, and changed all the chairs to high backs. The ravens and trees were added especially for the Barovian mood. And yes, we served garlic bread as part of the first course.
Yeah.
Gonna get into that post to see what...
Yeah, I need to see.
There's the picture.
Nice. Very nice.
Normal lighting before any food is set out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's not really striking me as Barovian, but sure.
But there's like food...
Okay, now that is much more. With the mood lighting, it is much more Barovian. Yeah, see, that's better. Take better photos. Jeez.
What was a before and after type setup? Even though, like, the picture up the back.
That should just be a permanent setup.
Looking towards where Strahd/DM would sit. I love how the DM has a very, like, it's a different glass.
Yeah.
And then
I have also installed, like, Wi-Fi color change light bulbs in my lounge room for D&D purposes and mood lighting. The first time I switched them to red as we went into combat, no one but me and Chloe knew they were in the house, and everyone slightly shat themselves.
the scream I would have scrumped.
It was fantastic. Chloe could tell it was coming because you could see me nervously fiddling with my phone and praying it worked.
Key comments. I told him not to walk in like he owned the place. This was my house. My ex sort of did this. We'd been separated 1.5 years and I'd rented and lived with my parents in for a bit in the meantime. He came over to pick up some of the kids' stuff and just waltzed in. No knock, no hesitation. I was shocked.
Nah, fuck that.
Wow, a literal God forbid a woman has hobbies situation. Him lying down on her bed in her new home after separating makes me think he doesn't actually understand that their relationship is over.
Wait,
Yikes.
he just walked in. Bitch, you have a toddler. Lock your damn door for starters.
Well,
if
maybe...
he has a key, change those locks.
No, I don't think he has a key. It may just be a...
It said he let himself in. Lock your damn doors. You have a toddler. It's like I might just be traumatized because of your toddler, but still.
My mum's best friend's ex-husband did this after she died, walked into her family, as in second husband, and their children's home to collect his son, who was 21, and starts making a cup of tea and chatting to people. I guess he figured since she was dead, the restraining order no longer applied.
Not at all, sir.
I was so not ready for your last sentence. I mean, he was technically correct, but it turned out not everyone in the room had amnesia.
And likely also had restraining orders.
We are back to another Tumblr time segment.
Hooray!
The first one is, I like my whiskey like I like my men. From Liza Buff W, twice my age and from Scotland. Gap var Ginuga. I don't know how to pronounce that. Smoky, full-bodied and leaves you gasping a little. Varying degrees of awesome. I left in an oak barrel for 3 years with very little oxygen. Me. I don't like whiskey.
To be fair, you also don't like men.
I do not taint my butt. I know, that's my point. Like, I like my whiskey like I like my men. Nowhere near me. Nowhere near me.
I just like mine in my belly.
You like your men in your belly?
Yes. Wait, no, whiskey. I like my whiskey like I like my women in my belly. It's already established I'm a fan of pegging.
The next one is entitled Fifth Dimensional Being. Original post, Utopians. Girl next to me in astronomy lecture just typed out night sky, contains stars and occasionally the moon, into her notes. Man, were you concerned about forgetting that one? Utopians later. She's just written things that are farther away appear smaller. Lamb of dog activated, 666422069. Responds, you're graced with the presence of a fifth dimensional creature doing her best in a human body and you're making fun of her on Tumblr for clout?
Yeah, bro, she's just doing her best to taste sound.
It's her first day, okay? Give her some grace. I've always loved that one.
Leave Michaela Lynn alone.
Final one for Tumblr time. Peer reviewed. Pangur and Grim says, oh, brother, I had this date a few years back with an autistic guy where he was like, by the way, you're autistic too. And I was like, oh, I'm not. Then he went through this listing of every diagnostic trait he'd noticed ending with, you haven't made eye contact with me once. While I sat there getting more and more furious. In retrospect, I think it was very funny and I hope he's doing well.
But are you autistic?
Time signature responds, neither diagnosed nor undiagnosed, but a secret third thing. Peer-reviewed.
Yes. Yes. It's one of our favourite hobbies, peer reviewing our friends.
Yes, some would call it armchair diagnosis, but honestly, bro, we're just trying to help. Like, honestly, if you relate to me, or you think I'm cool, or you like me in any way,
You're probably fucking autistic.
it's just safer to assume, my guy. Better to assume and potentially put in some strategies that may improve your quality of life than just ignore it. Middle age will fucking hit you when your hormones go. Moving on. A final segment. Fucked around and found out.
Hooray!
My ex-mother-in-law sent her church friends to harass my daughters and I. I have now exposed her family to a church community and she's getting shamed and shunned at church. Coming to us from r/pro revenge.
Details.
My 46 female daughters, 17 and 15, have a strained relationship with my ex-husband's parents, 78 male and 80 female. My ex passed away in an accident last year and we've had some major family drama since due to his cheating and him leaving 2 boys born with an affair partner behind, orphaned. She also died. Part of the drama has been my ex-in-laws trying to get custody of my daughters and them also trying to live with us. First one we're going to court over, second one will never happen. Where we live, there's a weekend market with fresh produce, eggs, meats, and other products straight from farmers. This week was extra special since it was my youngest's birthday. Since her party is later in the month, I decided to give her a budget and set her loose on the market to get whatever she wanted, mostly chocolate and sweets. After an hour, I did start getting worried, and just before I called her, she called me. She was crying, saying some weird people had cornered her. I ran to her with my oldest daughter to find 6 older women berating my daughter for being unchristian, for refusing to spend time with her paternal grandparents, or for wanting to be a good big sister to her poor orphan baby brothers. My daughters are the ones that found out about my ex cheating and the babies, so they aren't fond of the kids. It's trauma, and they're working through it with a therapist.
Yeah.
I got between the group and my daughter, telling my eldest to go pay for the stuff her sister had and go to the car. When I turned to the women, some I knew from when I went to my ex-in-laws' church and ripped them a new one. They told me I was the worst for refusing to obey my ex-in-laws like a good Christian wife. Boff. Eventually, the screaming turned too loud and we were all asked to leave the market. I met with my girls in the car, the women following me like a group of vultures. I managed to get in the car and drove away. After my girls went to bed, I got online to talk to another member of that church that I'm on good terms with. I told him about what happened, and after he apologized, he told me what was going on. My ex-mother-in-law posted this massive story in the church's Facebook group about how horrible my daughters and I are, how we are leaving them homeless and penniless. They inherited my ex's personal bank account and his life insurance, and how my daughters don't even talk to them. She also accused us of being the reasons she lost her grandsons. The boys are now living with distant relatives of my ex-husband. Basically, it was a sob story worthy of a Hallmark movie. And of course, they were getting all the love and support from the more extremist members of their church.
Of course they were.
This church and its members are a bit annoying, especially with LGBTQ+ topics, but they have a small saving grace. They are incredibly strict about cheating. It's a big no-no, be it from a husband or a wife equally. Now, how did she get around blaming me about affair children without exposing the cheating? She claimed the other woman was our surrogate since I was unable to have more children.
Wow.
Then said I didn't want the babies because they were boys, which is absolutely disgusting to be accused of. Well, I decided it was time to clean up this mess, and since I was mid-divorce when my ex died, I had all the evidence needed. And since the divorce wasn't completed, I don't have any legal ramification for releasing all the evidence. I was off the next day and went to a print shop to get copies of all the delightful pictures of my ex cheating, his text conversation with his affair partner, the ones with his parents confessing to his cheating, and getting support from them. My ex-in-laws harassing me about the divorce, and my coup de grace, all the emails and text messages of them bullying my daughters about their baby brothers.
Excellent, making a receipt book. I love it.
In one of them, they called my daughters bastards and telling them it was their fault their father died since they told me about the affair and I began the divorce. This was literally 2 days after my ex died. I paid extra for all of this to be printed in beautifully high-quality paper. Then, when I got home, I sat down for hours to make a delightfully personalised binder. They look like the little prayer song packets the church give for everyone to take to sing hymns. The first picture when opening the binders is my ex and his side woman making out in our living room. Their faces are easy to discern, and the girl looked nothing like me. Different skin tones and hair colour. Underneath I wrote ex-husband's name and affair girl's name, love story. I took them to the church before service. There is a desk in the back with songbooks for people that need/forget their own, and they never check them. The gossip mill was quick and harsh. The names my ex and his affair partner got called in the Facebook group were so bad the pastor himself had to get involved just to keep things relatively PG-13. People were angry at my in-laws for their abuse to my daughters. But what made me laugh was that I was still in the wrong for the divorce. But it is understandable that I failed on my duties after the shock, and I possibly will one day return Unlike my cheating husband and his Jezebel. They used another word I can't use here, I imagine. I got 2 apology letters in the mail for my girls and an invitation to join the church for support. As for my ex-in-laws, they got shamed into leaving the church. My ex-mother-in-law made a post on her wall about how how alienated she feels and how no one cares for the elderly anymore. How she wished her great son was still alive since he would have taken care of her and her husband. With what money, I don't know, since I was the breadwinner. Explanation on the will. My ex-husband had a will that named his parents as beneficiaries. As far as I was aware, he had told me he had named our daughters, not them. I never pushed for me to be the beneficiary, as my own will has my daughters as the beneficiaries, not him. Damn. Yeah. Fuck with people. You die alone.
That is, in fact, some professional revenge.
Pro-revenge, as in professional, like she literally got that shit printed professionally.
I only have 2 comments. Firstly, if you're paying for such high quality paper, just have them make the fucking binders. Save yourself the time. Secondly, you fucked up at those markets. Your child has told you that they are being pinned down by strangers who are clearly fanatics of some sort. If you ain't walking in there throwing hands, you ain't parenting properly.
Well, I have a feeling.
Like, I'm going to throw hands first and ask questions after.
I feel like they would have been elderly.
I don't care how old you are. I'll just break your hip even easier.
I did a story with Mum yesterday for a Mother's Day episode. There was a mother of a 13-week-old whose in-laws tried to stop her from getting to her child. And I'm like, the violence I would have committed.
Yes. Oh, cool. They have walking frames? Excellent. Improvised weapons. Beat a motherfucker with a motherfucker at that point. I'm glad you're doing better. I'm glad they're not. And there is a space in hell next to her cheating husband for them.
Yeah, honestly, they can get fucked. Especially like if you're lying to your community like that, God can see, he sees, they see, she sees. You're going to lose a community that you're not doing the right thing to. So if you valued them so highly, you shouldn't have fucking lied to them in the first place. They seem the type where, sure, some of these more extremist members probably would have judged you for having a son who behaved that way, etc., whatever. But had you not lied about it, you still probably would have had that community there to support you at this time. And homeless my ass if you got life insurance. I hope you didn't fucking piss it away. Disappointed head shake.
Yeah, there are no words.
We finish up on a funny one though.
Hooray!
R/petty revenge.
Yeah.
My mum kept insisting I have developmental disorders, so I handed her the controller.
Okay.
My mum has self-diagnosed that I had developmental disorders and autism since I was 7. There were always books like Developmental Disorders Kids Learning Games and How to Take Care of Autistic Kids. I thought that was pretty weird because I was doing fine in school and taking good care of myself in daily life. I got good grades, made friends, even knew a ton of vocabulary for a 2nd grader. That is not evidence against that.
You're just gifted.
Fast forward to when I was 17, when she went to an actual doctor who told her that it wasn't true, but she didn't drop it. She kept telling me things like, you shouldn't go to vet school because you're autistic. You should listen to modern music because that's how you make friends. You and your brother suck at video games because you're autistic and have developmental disorders. Okay?
No, maybe they're just fucking plebs who can't play.
When she brought up the shit of you suck at video games because you have autism again, I started Elden Ring, handed her the controller and said, if you suck at this game, then you must have developmental disabilities. She couldn't even figure out how to jump or attack, even after I taught her so many times. She got so frustrated and started screaming she hasn't dared bring up this complete nonsense.
Maybe that's why I suck at Elden Ring.
Edit. I'm not a native speaker here and I'm sorry for my bad grammar. I'm Asian, 22 and about to graduate. I have a double major but didn't get into vet school. I'm currently staying with her but I'll move out when I graduate. My mum still insists I have no self-help skills, but here are some other crazy things she does. She washes clothes at 80 degrees because she believes you can only get rid of bacteria by washing your laundry at 80 degrees. A few weeks ago, she said, your brother is 13 and still plays with Legos while his classmates are playing video games. My brother has pretty limited screen time because of her, and he doesn't have a smartphone. My older sister, her daughter from her first marriage, has kidney problems, which come from her dad's side. The doctor says I'm fine, but my mum used to force me to drink 3,000 to 4,000 mils of water per day and would yell at me if she thinks I don't comply. I went to a Slash concert. She spam called and yelled at me because I got home at 11:30. She thinks I like old music because I want to get along with my dad, who doesn't like the artist. She asked me to read Peers for young adults, social skills training for adults with autism spectrum disorder and other social challenges from time to time. Edit 2, update. I got some books about dementia from our school library, dropped it around the house, pretended she doesn't remember things and constantly mentions dementia when talking to her. She tells me if I get dementia, I get dementia. It's just a matter of time. And that's just hilarious as hell that she just admits that.
So we have two possibilities here. One, she's an Asian tiger mum, and that's just how they are. Secondly, she's autistic, and that's where they got it from, because it is a genetic disorder.
Not a disorder at all. Autistics just be fucking. And spiky profile means we're going to be really fucking good at some shit and really fucking bad at others, rather than having a standard generic baseline across all skills. You can always get it back by leaving books on early onset dementia and nursing home pamphlets around the house. OP, I'm literally getting those books for her now. And then
Nice.
therein came the edit. Amazing. Yes, this is the way. Traumatize them back. Reverse Uno card.
Exactly.
Oh, man, we've gone through this so many times. I can't keep taking care of you when you can't even remember yesterday. I don't
Also,
condone gaslighting, but
change the dates in their house, change the times on all their clocks, just take it to the next level into the you clearly have dementia.
don't give abusers ideas.
Like change their alarms, set their appointments so that they're earlier rather than late, so they don't miss their appointments, but that they've still got it wrong.
I normally don't condone gaslighting, but it's actually called gas lamping based on the classic movie Gas Lamp. It's actually pronounced jas lamping. You've been pronouncing it
Correct.
wrong. I thought that was when women go camping in evening gowns. I thought that was glamping. No, I think that's when you build forts on glaciers. The word you were looking for is cramping. Not according to all the women in my family. It's called yacht lamping. Why are you people saying it so wrong? Reddit comment threads breathe life back into the dank, empty space that once held my soul. I love it. I screenshotted your comment so I can snicker at it 100 more times.
Excellent.
I also kind of appreciate that if she is like a super overbearing mum, she's also pretty fucking chill about it, because usually you get beaten if you like tried to fuck with a parent.
Well, no,
like
they
that. She's
native
like,
English speakers.
dementia, I'm getting dementia. It's only a matter of time. Like,
No.
comment on the shin like that.
No,
but...
they straight up, I believe they said they were of Asian descent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't beat their children. They use psychological warfare.
Well, again, either way, like she's still just chill about it.
Because, yeah, I might be getting dementia, but it's your fault because you're not a doctor. If you were a doctor, you could work on my dementia.
But you can't because you're autistic. Oh my God.
My child not failure. They're just autistic.
Don't do that. Jesus. I'm tired and hungry. 2 episodes in a row is hard.
And I have to go play D&D.
We'll see you next time, guys, in the naughty corner. Bye-bye.
Bye.